Everybody's Madmaxed again with a raid video. And today I'm going to go over my Clan Boss team. And I'm a free-to-play player. I've been playing for 2 years. I've never spent anything on the game. So I want to go over how good a Clan Boss team can you make after 2 years of playing this game and not spending any money. And sure, I got lucky on some of the draws, but some people got luckier than I did. I mean, I've got guys in here that's got Brogny and got Dutches, and they've got different sets of bosses. They got different sets of champs than I've got that are really good. Of course, I've got some good champs too in the 2 years that I've been playing. Now, when you look at Nightmare, I use one key. Got 68 million points for one key. And so I got the highest one key in the whole clan. 68 million points is really good for one key. I went and I have hit a lot higher. I've hit 75 million at times. I mean, it varies. As anybody knows, it plays Clan Boss. But we always knock out Nightmare. 68 million is over 10% of the Clan Boss on Nightmare with one key. Now, the one that I got really lucky with is Warcaller. I never see anybody talk about Warcaller anywhere. You know, when you look, they don't talk about him in Clan Boss. They don't talk about him anywhere. But Warcaller is absolutely one of the most amazing champs that you can get for this. And the reason is because, and I've done a video about him, but you look at what he does, and I don't know if it's a he or she. It looks like a she with a, but usually their she's are really big chested. But anyway, so if you look at the skills that this thing has, it does an ally protect and it throws a strength on itself for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown when it's booked. I don't know of any other champ in the game that puts ally protect up 100% of the time. So you've always got allied protect on everybody. Then you have a smart debuffer on this thing. It attacks all the enemies, and what it's going to do for a Clan Boss is going to decrease the crit damage, it's going to decrease the attack. And usually I use Fayin for a long time. I've got several videos on Fayin. I love Fayin for that decreased attack. You make her fast enough, she's always got it up. She's also got up at weaken and also got up at defense drop. Now, I'm fixing to replace her as soon as I can get Lada booked out because I just got Lada. And, I've got the very best champ in the game because Lada is really amazing. As she's an amazing champ in the arena. She's an amazing champ when you go into dungeons. She's really good in the Clan Boss too. So, you use her just about everywhere. But she's really hard to get. You've got to clear every faction. And I did that, and I've been free to play. And I did it in 2 years. And I could have did it sooner. I run a lot of spiders for my clan versus clan to make a lot of points, so we would win sometimes. And I didn't. And I would draw a lot of my gems during that time to make a lot of points. Instead, I could have used the gems at times that were more 2X's and, they're better times than what I did. And I could have actually progressed my account better along, but I want to help my clan out. But still, you look at what I've gotten in this 2 years. I've got Drextar. As I said, he's an amazing champ. I fused Reinhard. Reinhard is really good. And then you've got Lipane. Lipane is an incredible champ. You just get it out of Hydra. You just got to do Hydra every week to get this one. She is a really good champ. And when you pair her with Lada, they become like 2x better because they complement each other extremely well. You get Vista at 9 months. This champ is amazing. She is an in-game champ for the Fire Knight, I use her in Fire Night 25, and she is an in-game champ for that. Arbiter, you just get out of your missions. You just got to grind so you can do it. I mean, that's just the point. I got Archbishop out of a pull, and I've got Valkyrie out. I've got 2 Valkyries out of pulls. Yarkle, I've made videos about him. He's an incredible champ. He's free out of your clan shop. I got lucky. I pulled Warcaller. I pulled Bellinor. And I was really thought Bellinor would be better than what he is, and I haven't booked him out, but I'm really disappointed with him to start with. That's the reason I haven't booked it. I haven't even thought about booking him because yeah, he's going to be better with books, but he's just not been an incredible champ. Deliana was free. Great champ. Lada was free by doing all the factions. You fuse Scarhide. This was the very first champ I ever pulled with a blue shard, I think, or maybe a gold shard, but one of the two, and I pulled it. Well, Black Knight is a really good champion. I mean, this thing, it increases defense. It's not a Brago. It's not as good as him, but it's the next best thing. I mean, he keeps your defense. Once you book him out, he keeps your defense up. 60% defense up all the time. I actually pulled 2 of him. Ninja was free. Ninja is one of the best nukers in the game. I use him in Clan Boss. Then you've got Bad-El-Kazan. I mean, Bad-El is great. I mean, I can put him into Dragon. He can solo Dragon by himself. I can get gear, run Dragon, and I can level food up all at the same time. They're just the way I've got him built. He's a really good champ. Seal's a really great champ. You get her at 6 months. She is really good. I pull Tundra. I don't even use Tundra as much as I used to. I mean, I use her in some tag team and a few other little places. I have used her in Doom Tower, but here lately even I haven't even been using her in Doom Tower as much. I pulled 2 big ones out of a free-to-play account. And big ones are really good. I mean, if you need a champ to go through and do your campaigns extremely quick, these are the guys you want because they can just hit. They hit as long as you got crit rate at 100%. They'll do that double hit on everybody, and they'll wipe everybody out on 12-3 brutal, and it's like a 7-second run. The Thorn, I haven't used him much. I'm not that impressed with him. I haven't booked him out, though, yet. I haven't done his masteries, and he may be better when he gets alone. Cleopatrix, really good champ. Hits really hard. If I had books, had her mastery done, she'd be a lot better, but I use her a lot in my tag team, and she's really good. Samar, I pulled him. Now, this is all free-to-play stuff that I've pulled over the last 2 years, not spending a dime. Samar is a great champion. He is the one you need for Dreadhorn. And, and I saw a video from Hell Haiti that said, this thing is useless. And I already had this guy up and maxed out, and he was killing the Scarab King by himself. And I'm thinking, useless? He can solo Scarab King really easy because I didn't have Verges. And he would just walk through and kill. I was on normal, and back then I was only doing normal. And he can run up till you get to the second Scarab King, but then he's a little bit too weak. He's a little bit too slow. And I use an epic champ for killing Scarab King that's really quick. That's Taragi the Frog. And I've made videos about Taragi. I love Taragi. But this thing kills any Dreadhorn. I don't care what level it is. If you've got Samar, you've got Dreadhorn beat. I mean, it's just like, there's anything easier than using him. The Gaunt, I'm not crazy about him. He's not a bad champ, but he's not one of the better of the Legos. Nerthy, he's okay, but he's not one of the greatest of the Legos either. Tomb Lord is really good. I need to book him eventually, but I just keep getting Legos all the time. And I get a lot more Legos than I've got books by a long shot. And when you gear him right, he can walk through and do Dragon 25 by himself, and you can level food, get stuff up. He's a little bit quicker than Bad-El is, but he's a good champ. Lugan, the steady fast. Lugan is really, really good. I mean, he helped me get through. He's helped me get through a lot of the factions and stuff. He's a really good champ to have. I mean, if I were really going to use him in other places besides the faction, and I don't really need him anywhere else right now, I mean, I would build him differently than what I've got him built. He would be a little bit more tankier than what I've got him done, but you know, he throws that allied protect up on everybody. It's he throws he increases the defense buff on this champion for 3 turns, and also throws a 50% allied protect on all allies for 2 turns. Well, once you book this out, it's only on a 3-turn cooldown. And that's about what most allied protect champs do. It's usually 2 turns with 3-turn cooldown. That's just mainly the way it goes. Usually there's 1 turn in there you don't have it. He attacks all allies, has an 80% chance of placing a block active skill. It's 100 when you book him out. And and that blocking all those active skills for 2 turns on a 3-turn, that's all full turn cooldown because it doesn't go down. There's no cooldown. But he heals for 10% of the damage that he does. 10% of their max damage when he does this. So if you need him as a healer, you would want to put like either relentless gear on him or retaliation gear or something that would give him several extra turns so he could heal up a lot more. But when you go down through here, I've got most of the really good champs already, the epic champs out of the Doom Tower. Got Helmont, Dark Kale, Cop. I've got Rainy. I mean, they're all really good epics. I mean, Rana the Conjuress, she got me through. She helped me get through that faction. I mean, that she is really good. She's really good in arena. A lot of people don't pull Madam Cyrus, but this is just the same thing almost. She will strip all the booms off everybody, places a weaken on everybody. And, she's a really good champ. Now, you go down through here, say I pulled a second Yarkle with a shard. I've got Thea the Tomb Angel, and she's a lot better than her reviews because they buffed her, and now she's one of the hardest hitting champs in the game. She came out of Doom Tower. I pulled a second Black Knight. I got a Yonix out of the Clan Boss. And then you start looking down through here. And like I said, I've got a second Valkyrie. I've got all these legendary champs, and they're not even at 60. I don't have the material to get them all to 60. I sure don't have the books. Even some of the champs that I've gotten to 60. I don't even have the energy to get all of their masteries done. I mean, it's impossible to. And I mean, if you're getting this much good champs, unless you're buying tons and tons of energy and you're playing this game like crazy, and you can put RS Helper on and you can, as long as you got tons of energy, you can get all the masteries done. But, if you don't, and you're free to play or you're low spender, you're going to have a hard time after 2 years keeping up with all the stuff you got. But you don't need everything. And I mean, so arena team, Clan Boss team, I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you my Clan Boss team in action. And, and this is an Ultra Nightmare. And I one keyed it and I got 37.7 million. And it goes anywhere from 30-something million up to 40-something million. I usually 2-key Ultra Nightmare. I'll come back, even hit Brutal. But Brutal, you don't get anything out of. Brutal is just terrible. When you look, you get 3 chests. Usually you're going to get a little silver, a little gems, maybe a pot. Every now and then you might get an epic book. But you don't really get much of anything any good out of doing Brutal. And I don't really even care if I ever hit Brutal or not. If I have to 3-key Ultra Nightmare, that's fine. Because Ultra Nightmare, when you look at it, you're getting the last chest, you're getting 5 drops out of this. Usually I'm getting like, I usually, a lot of days I get like 3 blue shards, or I'll get like two void shard, one from like Nightmare, one from Ultra Nightmare. Every now and then you'll get a sacred shard. You're getting pots out of this. You'll get like every once in a while you'll get a sacred book, and this is the only place you get sacred books. But you've got to do the Nightmare. Now, you look, I put Bad-El in the lead because he gives that extra boost to the crit rate, and some of these don't have the max crit rate up. Now, Ninja does, but also, I don't want anybody else to be the stun target, really. And, usually all things even, and its own void, the center one is the stun target. Ninja seldom ever is. He's not got really great defense. He's got relentless on. I can't keep him always under ally protect because of that. But when he's sitting here doing this, when he's under veil, he's never going to be the stun target. So I don't really care when I get those second and third hits in him, and it cycles through so much quicker that he maxes out that extra 100% damage, and he gets that extra crit damage, and he does way more damage when you get him up there quicker, and then the rounds that he goes. But like usually this team will go about 54 or 55 rounds on Nightmare. Now, an unkillable team only goes 50, and I put an unkillable team on here, but you got to lower the speeds down. You're getting less hits in, and it didn't do as much damage. And so I said, well, why? Because Allied Protect works better than unkillable. So, it's always going to work better. And like I said, when I replace Fayin, when I get Lida booked out, I'm replacing Fayin. It will do even more damage than it does now because Fayin, she brings all that extra stuff to the table. She brings that poison sensitivity that Lida doesn't have, and then she poisons just like Lida does, but she drops the defense, and she weakens like Lida does. The decreased attack and the decreased crit damage I don't need. It comes all from Warcaller. So, she does really good about that. Probably the worst thing I've got in this team right now is probably Arbiter. Because Arbiter is in my arena and she is way too fast for this team. Usually she's the first one to go down because she's never usually under Allied Protect. Now she's a tanky character, but that Allied Protect makes a lot more importance than even having a tanky character. But I'm going to break it here. I'll come back when I almost get to the end and you can see what it does.